Okay, girl, good morning. Well, today we are going to discuss what we have learned or what we have read about our papers and videos. So let's start with Lucy. Lucy, what can you understand about your paper?
Okay, hi, classmates. The topic is really important today because the new approach that the teacher use into the classroom is really important. So the students center learning actually it's really useful for us. So in this approach, it's focusing on the materials needs to use inside the classroom in order to develop the critical thinking or autonomous work in a students. So it is really important for me. I don't know what is another opinion maybe.
Okay, me. I agree with Lucy. I think the student-centered learning is a better approach because it allows to the students create their imagination, or the students must be independent, responsible into class. And so there are different benefits using this approach. For example, in the students, you can develop a critical thinking. And also by means of the learning and problem solving activities that is very useful for the teacher that apply into.
Yes, Catherine, I am agree with you. Well, I think that student learning centers is a learning process, and actually that means essentiality how we need to know the students' needs. So we need to have clear that what is being taught to how it's being taught. Okay, so I am agree with Lucy and Catherine. Okay, Lucy, what
Just
do you want to say?
okay. Okay, continue, Erika. Sorry.
Okay, I agree all of your ideas about the student center. Also, their student center students can create their own knowledge and through real experience about the world and activities and assessment of the students. Let's continue. Lucy.
No, maybe something it is really important. I read in my paper. Use different activities use inside the students learning. So it is, for example, the individual words or works in group, presentations, another different kind of activities is used inside the student center learning. It's, all these activities is good for develop the critical thinking of the improve the learning process inside the teaching process.
Yes, you're right. What do you want to mean is that maybe a student-centered learning is a foundation of all approaches, which means if you have for cooperative learning or individual learning, so this is what it means to learn with the student-centered learning. So the next question is, why is student-centered learning? And why? Okay, can you, Catherine, tell me, or Erica, el why of the student-centered learning?
Okay, I think the why in use student-centered learning is because it is considered as a good approach for the teacher because it develops the different skill or abilities the students. For example, when use this approach, the students can be develop their critical thinking in class, and also the students can be integrated into a class because it approach focus on integrate all the students.
Okay, Lucy, what do you want to say? Okay, so I am continued well. I want to say that el why is what I am teaching today or this week or this year. What is why is relevant and important, and then we make sure that our students know to ask and understand why and what they are learning is valuable and necessary. Okay, this is why I think that is important. That why. Anyone want to say anything more?
Helen.
Okay.
It's important because the students can develop their creativity, communication, collaboration in of their classmates, and also the teacher can problem solve, and also that Catherine said that the students can develop all the skills.
Yep, you're right. Anything more? Okay. So let's focus on the next question that is this what of student-centered learning? What? I am going to start first. What do I need to include in this lesson to make sure that my students could be rich, or what content and what information must be included to take sure if this lesson is going to be valuable or important for my students. Okay, this is what I couldn't understand about what of a student-centered learning. Okay, anything else? Okay, so can you give me?
Yes,
Okay,
me,
okay, tell me.
Helen, sorry. Okay, I agree with you, but however, I made add something that the teacher is the method that the teacher needs to use is another characteristic that the teachers needs to implement them inside the teaching and learning process. For example, the different strategies or activities in order to improve the learning in their students. So, for example, in my previous article that I read, so this study show the results like the different activities the students it's um, answered at a positive way. For example, the students thinking about the methods that the teacher use is that the students respect the teacher based on a good quality performance, or the teachers becomes moral examples to the students. And also is the teachers need to select appropriate teaching method that promotes learning. So they need to integrate the different ability inside the classroom.
Okay, fine. This is maybe the method would be the how you are going to teach.
Uh,
Okay.
yes.
Uh-huh. And Catherine, do you want to say something?
Yes. For example, for me, I think that the activities and the content that teacher give in the class is very important because in the video I watched, the teacher mentioned that the students leave the class. For example, in this case, the teacher used the different strategy that was the conversation in class, in where the students sit up in the oval table, and the students give their ideas about the topic. Or the teacher gives the data or the different utterance, and the students discuss in all in all in the table.
Okay. So I think that what do you say that the students sit on a table and then they discuss this will be a how, and maybe the what is what they have discussed. Okay, and finally, what we are going to maybe explain some examples that we have read or we have learned in our videos. Okay, I am going to start for me. Oh, do you want to start, Erica?
Okay.
Okay, do it.
Another option that apply the student-centered approach this methodology is about the five dimensions. that is the power balance, course content function, and teacher and student roles, the responsibility of learning and assessment process and during and process. The teacher learning that occurs when the teachers control the delivery to knowledge, will student learner student center learning with the power to the students who construct their own knowledge with teacher assistance.
Yes, you're right. I am agree with you when you tell that are the students who control the class, not the teacher. You are right. So I remember that in the video that I watched, um, the teacher have two students. One student was outgoing and the another student was shy. So the outgoing students should learning by talking. She talk, and that's why he could learn. And the shy students just learning by listening, just by listening. So that's why the teacher they have the idea to join these two girls, the girls who talk a lot and the girls who just listen. So that's why the two students could learn. I think that we need to focus on the students' need to have a great lesson, I think. Okay. Okay. Anyone can tell any else?
Okay, me. According to my video that I watched, that mentions this teacher that the students do not participate in their classroom. So the teacher seeks the benefits to them, and she decides to change their teaching process. So she was focused I- in the harness approach. So she designs to the students lead the class, and so she used this approach, and she so I forget. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So in this
Okay.
class, the students following the different topics, and she discussed about these topics. It's all.
Okay, fine. I'm agree. So finally, as a little summary, I could say that student-centered learning is a foundation of all of approaches. How you say collaborative learning or individual learning or critical thinking. Also, we can say that the students should look at their potential. They should know where they come and where they want to achieve. So everything have to be focused on their capabilities. Okay, this is all for our discuss. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Helen.